Let's pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and the legislative assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider our matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Good morning, honorable members. Welcome to today's session. And I want to invite the clerk to start us off. Proceed, the clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
I'm advised not to make my communication at this point because the guests who are expecting have not yet even arrived in the gallery.
Madam Speaker, I'm raising under order number 27. Madam Speaker, today I woke up around 5:30. Order number 27. It is about days and hours of plenary sitting. Madam Speaker, today I woke up at around 5:30. I had to drive 110 kilometers from Masinga to Machakos so that I can be here at least by around 9, so that I take tea with the other members and I be at the assembly exactly at 10. Madam Speaker, this issue of the assembly starting at 11 is demoralizing members, especially myself. Madam Speaker, it is my wish that we amend the standing orders so that we can be starting the morning session exactly at 11. That will be a service, not a disservice to the honorable members. Madam Speaker, at around 9, I was in the canteen and the members were there. We had quorum. Unfortunately, around 10:30, it's when we are getting a message that the plenary is going to start at 11. Madam Speaker, please, let's look on our timings of starting our assembly debates. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable member. I want also to use the same order number 27, days and hours of plenary sitting. And this is what it says. Unless the speaker directs otherwise, the hours shall meet at the house shall meet at 10 o'clock a.m. and at 2:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But more than one sitting may be directed during the same day. This provision allows the speaker to direct otherwise. I had a conversation with the clerk seated here. Do we have quorum? We don't have quorum. So then direct that we start at 11. And that is what I did. And I'm guided by this provision. So therefore, there is no harm. There was nothing completely out of order by me directing that we start at 11 because there was no quorum. It's a conversation.
Madam Speaker, I agree with you. The standing order says unless. Yes. But Madam Speaker, how could the director or the clerk know that the members were not in the house?
He was in the chamber.
No, Madam Speaker, the director has just entered 2 minutes before you came. How could he know?
Listen to me. This is a conversation I had with the director personally. Personally. That is a clerk, sorry. The one seated here, Dominic Musyoka. So I don't know exactly what you want us to do, because there was a conversation between me and I'm using these provisions.
Okay, Madam Speaker.
I have made the ruling, Honorable Member. We cannot just keep on exchanging. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Proceed.
Exercise your powers.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
May I at this point invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Leader of Majority, to come forward and lay the papers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 8th October 2024. 1. The legislative proposal on Machakos County Youth Empowerment Bill 2024. Number 2, the 5th report of the Committee on Selection on nomination of members to committees. Number 3, annual financial statements for the Machakos County Executive for the year ended 30th June 2024. Number 4, annual financial statements for the Machakos County funds listed below for the year ended 30th June 2024. A, Machakos County Climate Change Fund. B, Machakos County Executive Car and Loan Mortgage Fund. C, Machakos County Bursary Fund. D, Machakos County Revenue Fund. And E, Machakos County Receiver of Revenue. Number 5, annual financial statements for the Machakos County Health Facilities listed below for the year ended 30th June 2024. A, Machakos Level 5 Hospital. B, Kalama Level 4 Hospital. C, Mutitoni Level 4 Hospital. D, Kangundo Level 4 Hospital. E, Kadhiani Level 4 Hospital. F, Kimiti Level 4 Hospital. G, Adriva Level 4 Hospital. H, Matu Level 4 Hospital. I, Matu, I think that's a repetition. J, Masinga Level 4 Hospital. And K, Ndidhini Level 4 Hospital. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Papers in this order, that is Roman number 2, A, Roman 2. That paper will be committed to the Social Welfare and Sports Committee. Paper number A, Roman 2, will be committed to the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee. Paper number A4, 4A, will be committed to the Environment and Natural Resources Committee. B will be committed to the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee. C, committed to the Education and Social Services Committee. D, committed to the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee. E, committed to the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee. Roman 5, all the papers from A to K will be committed to the Health and Emergency Services Committee. At this point, I wish to invite Honorable Dominic Ndambuki to come forward and lay another paper. Sorry.
Roman 2, you've committed to the Committee of Finance and Revenue. Is it right? Selection Committee?
Roman 2.
2, yes. You've said, and that's the 5th report on Committee on Selection.
Committed to Social Welfare and Sports.
Selection Committee?
No. Social Welfare and Sports.
Just check for the Speaker. The report on Selection Committee.
Roman 2. Yeah. The paper is the legislative proposal on Machakos County Youth Empowerment Bill 2024. Yeah. And it is the paper that I have committed to the Social Welfare and Sports Committee. It's a bill. It's a bill. Thank you. Let's proceed. Honorable Ndambuki.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 8th October 2024, a report of Budget and Appropriations Committee on County Government Budget Implementation Review Report by the Office of the Controller of Budget for the first 9 months of fiscal year 2023-2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Then I have another paper to be laid by Honorable Francis Kitaka. Welcome.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to lay the following papers on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 8th October 2024, Report of Finance and Revenue Collection Committee on financial statements of the County Government of Machakos for half year for the period ended 31st December 2023. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Chairperson Committee on Selection, to come forward and give a notice of motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 155, this House adopts the 5th report of the Committee of Selection on nomination of members to committees. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Another notice of motion is to be given by Honorable Dominic Ndambuki. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to give a notice of motion that, pursuant to Standing Order number 186, this House adopts the report of Budget and Appropriations Committee on County Government Budget Implementation Review Report by the Office of the Controller of Budget for the first 9 months of fiscal year 2023-2024. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Another notice of motion is to be given by Honorable Francis Kitaka. Welcome, Honorable Kitaka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to give notice of the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 195, this House adopts the report of the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee on financial statements of the county government of Machakos for half year for the period ended 31st December 2023. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
May I invite Honorable Nicholas Nzioka, Majority Leader, to come forward and give those statements.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee met on 7th October 2024 to prioritize business for the House as forwarded by committees and honorable members pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 151, Suborder 6D. The committee balloted business as follows. Tuesday morning, 8th October 2024 at 10 a.m. A. Response to a statement on stalled roads in Matu Ward by the Honorable Mwoki Musila. B. Report of the Auditor General on financial statements of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. Tuesday afternoon, 8th October 2024 at 2:30 p.m. A. Statement on status of cleaning services in Masinga Level 4 Hospital by the Honorable Joshua Mwanga. B. The 5th report of the Committee of Selection on nomination of members to committees by the Honorable Nicholas Nzioka. C. Report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on County Government Budget Implementation Review Report by the COB for the first 9 months of the financial year 2023-2024 by the Honorable Dominic Damboki. Wednesday morning, 9th October 2024 at 10 a.m. Report on status of stalled ECD classes within the county. That is continuation of debate by the Honorable Anastasia Mutevu. Wednesday afternoon, 9th October 2024 at 2:30 p.m. A. Report of the Finance and Revenue Collection Committee on financial statements of the County Government of Machakos, that is executive, for the half year for the period ended 31st December 2023. B. Motion on alteration of assembly calendar and adjournment of the House by the Honorable Nicholas Nzioka. Tuesday morning, 12th October 2024 at 10 a.m. Report of the Environment and Natural Resources Committee on budget implementation for the Department of Climate Change for the year 2022-2023 by the Honorable Frederick Kiteto. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Then at this point, I wish to invite Honorable Mwoki Musila, the Chairperson of Transport, Roads and Public Works Committee, to come forward and give a response to a statement that was sought by Honorable Ndawa. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I am not Honorable Mwoki Musila, but I am standing in for him as a member of Transport, Roads and Public Works. Honorable Speaker, I am here to give a response which was sought on a statement that was sought by Honorable Judas Ndawa on stalled roads projects in Matu Ward. Honorable Speaker, Standing Order number 41, Suborder 3, provides that where a member requests for a statement from the committee chairperson relating to matters under the mandate of the committee, the Speaker may either appoint a day for the statement or direct that the statement sought must be issued on the same day, and the statement sought be restricted to matters within the mandate of the committee and which have been exhaustively dealt with and concluded by the committee, or where the chairperson is authorized by members to issue preliminary reports to the House. Honorable Speaker, on 3rd September 2024, during morning plenary sitting, a statement on status of Matu Hospital Loop Road and Matu Equity Lane Road was sought, seeking information on the strategies the department has put in place to ensure the projects are completed and the expected date of completion. Honorable Speaker, in response to the above statement, the committee requested information from the Chief Officer, Roads and Transport, and the department responded via letter reference GMC/TR&PW/County Assembly /Volume 2/69 dated 24th September 2024 as follows. The improvement works done on Matu Hospital Loop Road and Equity Lane were carried out by the Department of Roads and Transport through force account, that is use of county equipment. The sections mentioned were opened and improvement works done up to sub-base level to make them motorable. Some contracted works, namely culvert installation, construction of a lined concrete open storm water drain, and paving blocks on road shoulder were also laid on Equity Lane. To upgrade the roads to bitumen standards, the department is engaging Kenya Urban Roads Authority, that is KURA, to onboard them in their work program as per the attached road inventory survey report. And that report is annexed in this response, Honorable Speaker. Where that annexure, Honorable Speaker, shows a letter from the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Lower Eastern, and the town is Matu, county is Machakos, road name 1, Catholic Church, Assistant County Commissioner Office Road. The other road is Matu Level 4, Hospital Access Road. The other road, number 3, is Equity Bank Access Road. Road number 4 is Matu Market Loop Road. For Catholic Church Assistant County Commissioner Office Road, it's 3.1 kilometer road. For Matu Level 4 Access Road is 2.5 kilometers. Equity Bank Access Road, 400 kilometers. 400 meters, sorry, Madam Speaker. Matu Market Loop Road is 600 meters. All those roads, the condition for them is a gravel service type of for all the roads. Roads are fairly maintained with isolated sections. Estimated cost or budget is 300 million, Honorable Speaker. And the remarks given at the end, that is gravel. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I would like now to call upon Honorable Judas Ndawa to state whether the response is satisfactory or not.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Judas Ndawa, the member representing the great people of Matu. Honorable Speaker, before I say whether I'm satisfied or not satisfied, I want to give few remarks. Point number 1, Honorable Speaker, if I was marking the response, I would just cancel and write it irrelevant. The reason why I'm saying so, Honorable Speaker, the distance of the road, or the distance of the road that I requested for, Matu Equity Road is 377 meters. From Thika Garissa Road to Matu Level 4 Hospital and back to Matu is 2.7 kilometers. So 2.7 kilometers plus 400 meters, that one totals to 3.1 kilometer. Honorable Speaker, the department is talking of a road more than 6 kilometers. And that is why you see their estimated amount for doing that job is estimated as 300 million, which is far much higher. It's very high. Number 2, Honorable Speaker, before a project or before the counties initiate any project, a public participation is always conducted. And for this matter, Honorable Speaker, I remember very well a meeting was called. Members of public attended the meeting, and they gave that road as a priority. Again, Honorable Speaker, after the public participation, the department made promises or made promise to the residents that they are going to have that road tarmacked. That was a promise. Again, Honorable Speaker, the report is saying that the county used what we call force account, which is okay. Force account is what we call, another word is in-house. In-house. We use county engineers, county equipment, which is okay. And Honorable Speaker, before the project commenced, there was a budget for that. And Honorable Speaker, Honorable DS was in that other assembly. Honorable Dominic was also in that other assembly. Mheshimiwa Joanna was also there and other colleagues. Honorable Speaker, the entire assembly was called at Western Hotel. And each department was given an opportunity to say the project that they intend to do and the budget which was there. And the Department of Roads was very clear that this project we are talking about was a flagship project, and there was a budget of about 34 million, which was supposed to be used in having that 3.1 kilometers tarmac. Honorable Speaker, from the response, we are now seeing now the department is trying to lapidate from its mandate. They are now telling us that we are engaging Kura to do the work. Honorable Speaker, Kura is not the one which initiated the project. Kura is not the one which proposed the project. And again, Honorable Speaker, the department knows the scope of work which was undertaken. In fact, it was very little which was remaining, because a lot was done. So, Honorable Speaker, I do not agree with this response. I do not agree with this response. And Honorable Speaker, I would request that we summon the department, because if we ask a question and somebody is doing a letter from his comfort zone, he or she doesn't know what is happening on the ground. I would request that we summon the department, whoever is in charge of that department, to appear before the General Oversight Committee, so that at least members can have one-on-one conversation with that particular officer, so that each and every member can be can get full information of what transpired and what we expect. Honorable Speaker, from the statement, we only asked 3 things. The statement, if I know from the order paper, members have the statement. The statement was requesting for the strategy it was asking information on the strategies the department has put in place to ensure the projects are completed and the expected date of completion. Honorable Speaker, from there, they are only telling us we are engaging. We are engaging. From the time the project started up to now, it is more than 3 years. We cannot engage for the entire 5-year term. So the answer is not acceptable at all. Again, the other question, the expected date of completion. They are silent on this. So, Honorable Speaker, I'm not satisfied, and I would require more clarification on what is happening. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, if we allow this to happen, another project will be started somewhere. It will be done quarterly or quarter way, then it's left. We go start another one elsewhere. We leave it that way. And at the end of the day, we will not be able to assess or to give what we have achieved as a county. So, Honorable Speaker, when Her Excellency the Governor of Vivian Ndeti took over, she made a promise that all the projects that were initiated by the previous regime, she will make sure those projects are completed. And I still believe she has the same in mind, and I'm very sure these should be completed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. As indicated by Honorable Judas Dawa, the one who had requested the statement, that the response is unsatisfactory for the reasons that he has outlined here before this House. And as such, I would like to send back this statement to the concerned committee, that is the Committee on Transport, Roads, and Public Works, to relook at it, summon or invite, let me not use the word summon, invite the department to come and clarify on the issues that he has outlined before the House, and to restrict themselves to the statement requested on strategy and the expected date of completion. I would request that the committee takes 21 days to do that, because it has taken a lot of time on this statement. Thank you. Thank you very much, members. Let's proceed.
Order number 8, motion, approval of report of Public and Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022.
May I invite Honorable Philip Ndolo, Chairperson, Public Accounts and Investment Committee, to come forward and move the motion.
On the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move the motion that, pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on consideration of the report of Auditor General on financial statement of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of the House on 3rd September 2024. I call, if you allow me, Speaker, I call Honorable Wanjiru to second.
Thank you. Honorable Wanjiru. Thank you. I now propose the question that, pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of the House on 3rd September 2024. Before I invite members to debate on the matter, may I ask the mover to come and highlight on the report? Honorable Ndolo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to enlighten the certain parts that I will read. These are executive summary on page 1, Committee General Observation, page 20. Committee General Recommendation, page 23. And lastly, but not least, conclusion and acknowledgements. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Continue. Proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Executive summary. Honorable Speaker, this report on financial statement of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company for the year ended June 2022 was received in the Assembly on 20th March 2023, pursuant to Article 229, Sub-Article 7 of the Constitution. The report was committed to Public Accounts and Investment Committee, pursuant to Standing Order number 185, Sub-Article 2, B and C, and the report had qualified opinion. The key queries raised in the audit report included inaccuracies in trade and other receivables, lack of debt policy, excess non-revenue water, long-standing receivables, use of expired water tariffs, non-compliance with WASREB regulation, weak ICT policy, non-compliance with WASREB regulations, non-disclosure and lack of training needs policy. The committee, while exercising its mandate, scrutinized the queries and noted some issues, such as lack of supportive reconciliations and ledger schedules, lack of approved debt policy, improvement in reduction of non-revenue water, challenges in recovery of debts, especially huge debts from county government, difficulty to get new water tariff because of challenges of license, and relevant documentations, delay of remittance of relevant bodies, and lack of ICT policy, among other observations. In order to address these issues raised from the particular queries, the committee recommends and observes of accuracy when doing posting, formulating of the debts management policy based on scientific findings, working toward replacing the old meters with the smart water meters that cannot be easily tampered with, installing of centralized meters, fast-tracking the license renewals process, and all other documents required in renewal of the water tariff, and county government through the county assembly should ensure that all the pending bills owed to the water companies are budgeted and paid. If you allow me, Madam Speaker, we shall go to Committee General Observation, page 20.
Proceed.
Committee General Observations. Honorable Speaker, after considering the queries under the basis of the qualified opinion, the committee makes the following general observations. A. On the query on accuracy of trade and other payables, the committee observed that 1. The Kenya shillings 119 million, 744 million, and 237 reflects the true actual position of the company's trade and other payables, and amount represent payments for suppliers, remittance to pension schemes, Auditor General and Tana Adi Water Limited. 2. An amendment financial statement showing reconciliations of variances of Kenya shilling 5,598,952 and supporting ledgers for creditors were prepared and submitted to the Auditor General for verifications, and this was confirmed by the auditor during the interrogation exercise. B. On the query of the lack of a bad debts policy, it was observed that 1. As at the time of audit, the company did not have an approved debt policy, and therefore the provisions for bad debts of Kenya shillings 7,091,565 shillings was just an estimation by the board. 2. That the company does not have an approved debt management policy manual, but currently uses the financial manual that contains guidelines on provisions for bad debts. C. On excess of non-revenue water, the committee observed as follows. 1. The company non-revenue water improved from 44% to 37% of the total production.
Okay. Point of order taken.
Honorable Speaker, that standing order number 27, subordinate 2, provides that the Speaker shall interrupt business at 12:30 p.m. for the morning sitting. Aware that standing order number 27, subordinate 3, provides that the House may resolve to extend its sitting time. And aware that standing order number 27, subordinate 4, requires motion to extend sitting time to be moved at least 30 minutes before the time appointed for adjournment. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the motion that the House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is accomplished. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to call Honorable Kavyu to second my motion.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Kavyu. I now propose the question that this House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. I now put the question that this House resolves to extend its sitting time until the business of the day is concluded. As many of the opinions say ayes, as many of the contrary opinions say nay, the ayes have it. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I will start again on C, on excess revenue water and revenue. The committee observed as follows. 1. The company's non-revenue water improved from 44% to 37% of the total production from the previous years, although this level still exceeds the allowable 25% threshold set on the guidelines issued by the Water Services Regulatory Board, WASREB. 2. The accounting officer submitted that the non-revenue water was contributed by the pipe burst leakages caused by vandalism during the roads and building constructions, highway water pressure, aged infrastructure, and collisions of galvanized iron pipe by acidic soils.
Point of order, Madam Speaker, I'm sorry. There are some bees here, and now, I don't know. And there are several.
Okay.
I don't know what we do.
Maybe you could move from there. Honorable Ndeti, can you able to move? Please move out. Okay. You may proceed, Honorable
Okay.
Member.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. D, on long outstanding receivable, the committee noted that 1, the company inherited huge debts from the defunct municipal council during water companies' reforms. Hence, the huge amount of long outstanding receivables, but the company's trade receivable increased by 10% from Kenya shillings 159,887,121 shillings in the financial year 2020 to 2021 to Kenya shillings 178,626,621 shillings in the financial year 2021-2022. Hence, the response from the accounting officer was not satisfactory. 2, the company has been facing a challenge in recovering debts due from major consumers, especially the Machakos county government, which in the year under review had an outstanding debt amounting to 27.5 million. But the management submitted that the county executive is slowly paying the debt. 3, the company has put in place measures toward recovering the trade payables, such as use of rapid resort initiatives on defaulters, issuance of demand notices, and follow-ups, relationship management with the various stakeholders, and use of partial payments plan for defaulters who are not able to offset the debts at once. E, on the query on use of expired water tariffs, the committee noted that the company is using an expired water tariff because of delay in approval of a new tariff that resulted from failure to have requisite documents for licensing as required by the regulator WASREB. F, on the query on non-compliance with WASREB and WALMA fee payment, it was observed as follows. 1, during the year under review, the company did not remit WASREB and WALMA payment amounting Kenya shilling 7,350,685 shillings of Kenya shillings 964,747 respectively. The accounting officer submitted that this was occasioned by economical slowdown and challenges occasioned by high inflation. 2022 electioning period and drought resulting to the company's experience cash flow challenges. 2, the company's delay in remittance of the stated fee led to acquiring of interest amounting to Kenya shilling 265,212 shillings at the time of audit. 3, lack of important documents such as Maruba Dam's initial approval and designs, which are still held by the national government, Tanadi Water Works, has led to the delay approval of the water permit raised in the query. G, on the query on non-remittance of deduction to the retirement benefit schemes, the committee observed that, 1, the company has non-remitted deduction to retirement benefit schemes amounting to Kenya shillings 27,538,527 shillings. The non-remittance of this amount exposes the company to serious financial problem, as the pending money also acquires interest. 2, during the year under review, the company was unable to remit its deduction because of the cash flow challenges occasioned by delayed approvals of the cost reflective tariff, harsh economical condition, prolonged droughts, high inflation, and inability to pay bills on time by major consumers, notably county government of Machakos, which had an outstanding bill of over Kenya shilling 20 million. 3, the company has developed a payment plan agreement with the schemes on how to settle the pending amount. H, on the query on lack of a training committee and a training needs assessment plan, it was noted that the company during the year-ended review relied on staff advisory committee that identified the staff training needs, recommended trainings to the boards, and the same approved by the board subject to availability of funds. The management has since constituted a training needs assessment committee as submitted by the accounting officer at the time of interrogation. I, on irregular procurement of motorbikes, the committee observed that, 1, the company issued quotation for supply and delivery of motorcycle using the qualification list of suppliers instead of a framework agreement as per the provided circular, which had identified and recommended approved suppliers for supply of motorbikes to all public institutions. 2, the company's decision to use quotation was informed by the donor funding regulation, which provided for guidelines on procurement of the various identified and approved interventions. J, on presentation and disclosure in financial statement, it was observed, 1, during the year under review, the company prepared financial statement that did not conform to the prescribed reporting format by the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board, since the accounting officer used reporting tablet for the previous year, hence leaving out some information. 2, an amendment financial statement was prepared and submitted to the auditor for verification. K, regarding the query on management of water boozer sales, the committee noted that the price of water supply by water boozer was guided by the tariff provided in the WASREB notice of tariff adjustment date, 4th July 2014. However, the tariff had expired and needed to be renewed. L, on weak ICT internal control, it was noted that the company during the year review and even as the time of interrogation was using an approved draft ICT policy. 5. Committee General Recommendations. Honorable Speaker, after considering the above general observations, the committee makes the following recommendations. A. On the query on accuracy of trade and other payable, it was recommended that 1. The accounting officer should ensure correct posting of the entries in the financial statements to avoid unnecessary errors which led to audit queries that would otherwise have been avoided. 2. That the company should, for purpose of future reports, provide all the documents required by the auditor during the audit time as provided under Section 9 and 47(9) Subarticle 2 of the Public Audit Act 2015. 3. The accounting officer should forward invoices for suppliers and schedules for unremitted payments to pension schemes and Tanadi waterworks. B. On lack of bad debts policy, the committee recommends as follows. The company should formulate a debt management policy on scientific findings and analysis of the company's history of collection of its debts over time in order to arrive at a more realistic percentage of provisions of debts. 2. That declarations of bad debts does not necessarily mean that the debts are uncollectible, and therefore the company should put strategies to enforce collection of the debts in order to boost the company's income. C. On excess non-revenue water, it is recommended that 1. The company should follow up with the road construction agencies, private and public developers and contractors who destroy pipes during construction exercise to ensure that they are held responsible and pay for all the losses arising from the water leakage and the cost associated with replacing the destroyed infrastructure. 2. The company should have representative in the building construction approval panel and inspection team in order to ensure that upcoming developments are not constructed on water and sewer lines and that the pipes are not destroyed during construction exercise. 3. The company's management should double its effort in reducing the non-revenue water by putting in place practical measures such as installation of smart meters that cannot be easily tampered with and using of any individuals found capable of any illegal connection. 4. The company should install centralized meters and leakage sensors at strategic distance in order to reduce water losses as a result of illegal connection and pipes leakages. D. On long outstanding receivables, the committee recommended that 1. During the budgeting process, the county government should factor all the monies owed to the water company pending bills in order to support the company in provision of its services. 2, the company should enforce the practical measures indicated in the response in order to recover all unpaid water bills. 3, the company should factor the payment of electricity and chemicals done by the county government when computing water bills for the county executive. E, on use of expired water tariff. The committee recommended that the management should submit all the request documents required in the renewal of license to enable processing of the new water tariff by regulator WASREB. F, on non-compliance with WASREB and WARMA fee payment, it was recommended that 1, since the company relies on Maruba Dam as the only water source, the company should consider developing alternative water source as a way of increasing its water supply. This will, in return, increase its income and its ability to pay its liability as fall due. 2, the company should consider negotiating with WASREB and WALMA to waive their accrued interest and come up with a payment plan of the settling the amount in question. 3, pursuant to Section 83 of the Water Act 2016, the management should liaise with the relevant national government office to ensure that documents and assets still held by Tana Adi Water Works are transferred to the water company for its smooth operation as a way of empowering it. G, on non-remittance of deduction to retirement benefit scheme, it was recommended that 1, the company should consider developing alternative water sources as a way of increasing its water supply and corresponding sales. This will in return increase its income and ability to pay its liability. 2, during the budgeting process, the county government should factor all the monies owed to the water company, in bracket pending bills, in order to support the company in provision of its services. H, on lack of training committee and a training needs assessment plan, it was recommended that the management should ensure full adherence to the provisions of institutions guiding policies when making management decisions, including matters related to the staff training. I, on irregular procurement of motorbikes, the committee recommended that 1, the laws of Kenya are supreme, and therefore, when the company is entering into any funding agreements, the management should ensure that the donor funding regulations conforms to the existing Kenyan's law. 2, consultations should be done with the relevant state department ministries and approval sought before decisions on matters where any external regulations contradicts the existing Kenya laws to avoid irregularities. J, in regard to the query on presentation and disclosure in the financial statement, the committee recommended that the accounting officer should conduct through scrutiny of the financial statement before they are submitted to ensure that they are free from errors and that they are conform to the current prescribed reporting format by the Public Sector Accounting Standard Board. K, on the query on management of water boozer sales, it was recommended that, 1, the management should first track gazettement of the new cost reflective water tariff for the transparency and accountability in management of water boozer sales and other company sales. 2, the company should develop a policy with clear guidelines on the management of water boozer sales as advised by the Office of the Auditor General. L, on the query on weak ICT internal controls, the committee recommended that the management should fast track the approvals of the draft ICT policy by the board and forward the same to the auditor for the verifications. M, pursuant to section 53, subarticle 1 of the Public Audit Act 2015, the accounting officer should within 90 days after the approval of this report take the relevant steps to implement recommendations in this report or give an explanation in writing as to why the report is not implemented. 6, conclusion and acknowledgements. Honorable Speaker, the audit report on financial statement of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company for the year ended 30th June 2022 is a qualified opinion. This implies that the reports fairly represent the financial position of the company in the year under review. It indicates well that if the matter raised by the committee are considered, in addition to proper internal control, compliance, and observance of the disclosure of the information, a positive shift in preparation of good financial statement will be realized. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Public Accounts and Investment is grateful to your office for facilitating this committee to undertake its mandate, the Managing Director for honoring committee invitation to respond on queries raised, the Office of Auditor General for the advisory given, and members of the committee, and the Secretariat for commitment and efforts throughout the process of report writing. It is therefore my privilege and pressure on behalf of Public Accounts and Investment Committee to table before this Honorable House the reports on financial statement of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company for the year ended 30th June 2022 for discussion and adoption. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. I now invite members to debate this motion. Members, can I have your contributions? Honorable Helen Detty, then Honorable Francis Kitaka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is to congratulate the chair and his entire committee for a well-written report. But without having to go to the nitty-gritty, I think these water companies really need to up their game in running the companies. I've heard that they still complaining that they're not getting enough water, so they want to look for other means of getting more water. I still don't understand that. We have got so many boreholes. They can also be able to come up with the dams and do water purification and still reticulate water to people's homes. So, but all in all, there was a report you can tell that there is mismanagement and misrunning of the companies. What I would say is that in future, anybody who is appointed by the county or whoever appoints to or to manage these water companies, we must ensure that these are qualified people who mean well to the community and to the society at large. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Kitaka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm Francis Kitaka, representing the Lane Ward. I would first take this opportunity to thank the chair and the team for a report well articulated. Honorable Speaker, when you look at this report, the committee took much of their time to attend to each and every concern that was raised. I would like to say that being a qualified report, Honorable Speaker, from what we are seeing, we are observing that the professionalism in the preparation of this report that was submitted to the committee lacks some serious observations of the law. However, the report is very clear. It indicates what's supposed to be done by the management, and I'm very sure that if this is observed and adhered to, next reporting we shall be able to get a report which is well tabulated and gives the actual picture of the organization. However, we also observed that there are some remittances that have been monies that have been supposed to be for the retirement benefit for the employees, which has not been submitted. This is a bit worrying because once these employees retire, they are not able to draw their benefits. And it is important that the management prioritizes this and ensures that the monies that are owed, which have been already deducted from the employees, are remitted in good time. Otherwise, thank you very much. Actually, I've not seen, since I joined this assembly, this is the largest, the longest in observation. This report is too long, having so many detailed recommendations. If these organizations observe this, I'm very sure that we'll get a good report next financial reporting. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Very important observations there. Let's make sure that things that have been recommended here are adhered to. Honorable Wanjiru.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I know you'll agree with me that the committee does its work thoroughly. That is clear from the report. And also, you'll agree with me that it is the same problems that are bedeviling all these water companies. We have had a repetition of matters that we had in the previous report that we had of the Mavoko Water Company about outdated tariffs, dilapidated infrastructure like the pipes. We have heard about what is it called? This water that is wasted, it has a word but that I've forgotten. There is a lot of wastage of water due to leaking pipes, and the process of replacing those pipes is too long. By the time they are replaced, we have lost a lot of water. It is called non-revenue water. Yeah, and also I would like to mention the lack of a proper debt management policy is also a factor to consider, because if they had clearly written guidelines, it would help them to collect the money that they are owed, because that guideline would include how much time they will give the institutions, how much time they could extend to them before they pay. It would also include the measures to take if there is failure. And if it is a policy that is in place, none of these institutions would take it personally. I encourage strongly that every company needs a working debt policy, debt management policy. And lastly, I still encourage the institutions to pay, beginning with the Machakos County government. We have heard they owe a lot of money, although they have started paying, but what they are paying is like a drop in the ocean. They need to budget for it and pay to ensure that even though these companies are not making profit, they can at least survive on their own. Because we had the issue of the demotivated workers. I know there is no company that can survive and make profits if the workers are demotivated. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those are important observations by Honorable Wanjiru. I believe, as we said, if we comply with them, we shall get it right this time. I now invite the mover to come and reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and the entire House. I'd like to comment about this is a company that is supplying water to the Machakos town, which is the city of the Machakos, and the population is increasing. So the way the company and also the committee recommends, something has to be done about the water supply and also the increasing of the water to the people from the Machakos. The people of Machakos cannot depend very much on the boats, depending that also the people will need the water to be piped to their homes. The other issue is about the boards, how they are operating. These are political appointees. So something has to be done, and also qualification must be considered when you are appointing people to these boards, so that they can also be very much effective. And as my vice has contributed about non-revenue water, this is water which cannot be measured a lot, and it seems that most of the accountability are being hidden there. And that is why we are talking about the renewed meters and also this stealing of the water by the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I now put the question that, pursuant to Standing Order 185, this House adopts the report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Municipal Council of Machakos Water and Sewerage Company Limited for the year ended 30th June 2022, laid on the table of the House on 3rd September 2024. As many are of the opinion, say ayes. As many are of the contrary opinion, say nay. The ayes have it. The House adjourns to Tuesday, 8th of October at 2:30 p.m. See you then, members.